Hello YouTube viewers, welcome back to Let's Play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, Mr. Math here. So, I know that the previous video might have been a bit short, but the Obliette of Suffering can be a fairly long dungeon. And I just wanted to make sure I could get it all into one video. So, this seems to be a dead end. No doorway that we can see, and if we look at the map, there's nothing else here. So, oh hey look, it's the dungeon map. We get the Obliette map almost first thing, and then we can use it to see that, hey, there's a place right below us. This is the only part of the game that uses, the only dungeon in the game that uses the map in this kind of puzzle manner, where we have all of these broken up areas and we have to sort of puzzle our way through to see which goes where. So this place, this part of the floor looks a bit crumbled and discolored, so down we go. And into this area, and there's a heart squid there, but we can't get it yet. Now, these cages, you use the switches to raise and lower them. For example, and up here you can see there's a locked door. On the other side there's this big gray block, and at the middle area there's gray blocks on both sides, and down below there's a gray block here, but it's open over here. So let's go this way. And we drop down. Okay, a bit of tricky maneuvering here. We have to use Risky's hat and the air current to go up, but we have to avoid the spikes while we do it. So you need to sort of ease your finger on and off the trigger to avoid hitting the spikes. The spikes only cause you 1 point of damage, but they send you all the way back to the start of the room. And same thing here. And the fire, if you hit it, it doesn't send you back to the room, to the start of the room, but it does make you fall back onto the spikes, which do send you back to the start of the room. So you have to avoid the fire as well. And we end up here, where we get a key. Now down below are 2 jars. We have to get actually down into the little pit to break them. That's my method of getting both jars without being hurt. Just go down there, break them, jump up, and then use the magic lamp to get the contents. And now it's time for a mini boss fight. These guys are really easy if you have the fully upgraded hair whip. And now he's going to destroy his own babies. Yeah, if you have the fully upgraded hair whip, you can take them down pretty fast. Yeah, I really like having the fully upgraded hair whip when I come here. It's practically required. Okay, now that I have a key, I can go through here. Not too difficult, but be careful of the archers. And in here, you have to go up while dodging the bursts of fire. And we have a gray block that's blocking the way. I bet we get the item that allows us to break these gray blocks in this dungeon. Yeah, it's not too difficult, as long as you're somewhat careful. And here we have another one of these obstacle courses. Again, the wall, you cannot jump or walk through it, so you have to use the switches. And now over here requires a literal leap of faith. If you just hit the switch, it sends you back through this way. So you have to shoot and then jump before it hits the switch to get over here. And that's a fake cage that breaks when you touch it. And here's some tricky jumping. Not too bad though. And something you can break with the scimitar. And I can't get up there even with the hat trick, so I have to go the long way around. Not difficult. And we get Risky's boots. So Risky Boots' boots. So this is a speed booster item. When you run, press the attack button when you see the glow. The glow only lasts for like 1 second. I wanted to get the gems, I just needed to. Yeah, so like you just saw there, the glow only lasts for about 1 second, and you have to push the button in that time. If you fail to do that, then you have to get another running start, if you fail to push the button in the right time. So, now that we have the speed booster item, which gives us the ability to break the gray blocks, we can get through these things. And I just shot the save point guy. Sorry, save point guy. So I think there's another mini-boss in here. Yeah. Mud monsters. You have to destroy the ones on the ceiling also. Ah! And you can tell there's another immobile one over here because there was a mud pile on the floor. No, that's not good. So, bet I have to use the speed booster to get through here. And there you are. And in here, another key. Yay. And by the way, the flashing light is accompanied by that somewhat quiet plink sound to give you an audio clue for times where you can't actually see Shantae. Like back there. Okay, now I have to break through this block. And by the way, it might be difficult to figure it out, but what you gotta do is get to the part in the bottom left corner of the map. And you have to do that by going the long way around. You go right from where we are right now, down, and all the way around. So I'm gonna get a running start here. And there we go. Okay. So we just got to jump carefully to avoid being hit by the skulls. If one of those skulls lands on you, you almost certainly will be dumped into the boiling water or lava, or I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I guess it's supposed to be lava, but lava doesn't look anything like that. Okay, so this is a very annoying gauntlet where you gotta float down using Risky's hat, dodging both the spikes and the blasts of fire. And if you get hit by the fire, you will be knocked into the spikes. It's very annoying. If you go down the right side, you can get some gems, but it's not worth the trouble. It really isn't. Just settle for the one on the bottom and leave it at that. Okay, so now I gotta run across this area. And as you can see, when you hit monsters, every hit you get increases the amount of damage you do. You can really do a lot of damage with your speed booster if you get a long run. And this is another area where you have to open the map and realize, hey, there's a place below us. So we have to figure out where to go through the floor. And this tile on the floor is slightly discolored, so and there's another mud monster down here. You can see that there's a pile of mud on the floor. And another platforming gauntlet. It can actually be a bit rougher than it looks, thanks primarily to the mud monsters on the ceiling. They can get in the way, so you want to make sure to take them out. And that's a full heal heart. I was only missing 1 point of damage, but, well, it comes in handy. So, gotta climb up here. I'm using the hat trick to bypass a few jumps. And this obstacle course, it's not as bad as it looks. But you do have to be careful because you can see pit poison down below me here. And that heart squid, that's kind of tricky. Yes, notice that it didn't move that cage. That's because it brought this platform down. This cage is a fake. It falls when you stand on it. Now, to get the heart squid, you have to go through here. There we go. Now, the reason why I sent this cage back through the wall is so I could just land right on it like this. Now I don't need it anymore. And we're finished in here. So off we go. Now we got a running section. So let's get a head start. Yeah, I like the speed booster. Isn't it great? Okay. So now we have to hit this switch and then hit this switch. And that lines everything up like that. So now we get a head start and break through this block. Okay. I should not have stopped running so that I could get in here. Alright. We're almost to the end. We just have to get through this gauntlet and we'll find our way to the boss. Ow! Ah! Let's just get him out of the way the slow way. There we go. Okay. Tricky jumping, because there's an air current going up here. But you don't want to go all the way up on the air current, or else it'll cause you to land in the fire on the ceiling. Okay, final save point prior to the dungeon boss. Now, the dungeon boss is legitimately tricky. He almost always gives me a hard time. So, I'm going to make sure that I'm prepared to use Monster Milk and Super Pike Balls. Dagron, massively misspelled monstrosity. Yeah, his pattern is pretty simple, but he's still annoying. What you gotta do is charge into the switches on either end of the room to make those stalactites fall down so that you can use them as platforms to jump up and smack Dagron in the face. And once he's down on the floor, you can really mangle him. And I had a very easy time with him this time, but normally he's pretty difficult. He always gives me trouble almost every time. Even as experienced as I am, that was a very easy fight for me. And not easy, that's the wrong word. It went very fast. I did a good job. Much better than I usually do. So yeah, the Tinkerbat drops the map to Frostbite Island.
Oh yeah.
And hey, it's this guy again. Yeah, I'll bet you did. Well, good for you. Yeah. Yeah, because the Village of Lost Souls is still a metaphor. People here are still looking for what they lost. Yeah, but this guy, because he has made it out, he's starting to get his memories back. He's starting to recover what he lost. So, presumably, at some point in the future of the series, we will learn more about this, about who he is and who his daughter is. I'm still convinced that it's probably Risky Boots. Oh, a gift. How nice of him. Well, a lost soul from the Village of Lost Souls. How appropriate. Yeah. So now we need to figure out who that soul is. Okay, so now I'm going to get a head start. To use the speed booster, you need approximately 1 screen worth of space. And it's good for 15 or 20 gems. If you smash into some places with the speed booster, you can make gems fall down like that. And, Roddy Tops. Bit of irony there. So, before we leave, there's still a couple things to do. And I'm not going to forget to use a bubble shield here. Okay, we got to get that heart squid that's down in the bottom right there. To begin with, we got to get these Nagas out of the way. Now, I mentioned before, this platform, I had to eventually explain what it's for. It gives you a little bit of extra space so that you have just enough room to build up the speed booster charge. What the? I'm not sure why that happened. Okay. Made it through this time, and got the heart squid. There is another heart squid and a cackle bat still in the Village of Lost Souls, but I can only get the heart squid at this time. The cackle bat is still out of my reach. I'm going to have to backtrack to get it. But this is actually a good place to stop the video, so I'm going to save here and cut the video, and I will see you next time, viewers, on Let's Play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse as we proceed on eventually to Frostbite Island. Later.